Have you ever tried to talk to somebody and try to make your point or tell them what your feelings are, and it just didn't go well? They felt like they were being accused of something and they get angry and it just falls apart. Well, today I'd like to talk about how to have a structured conversation. So in any relationship, we have an obligation to communicate to those that we are living with, working with, raising, people we love, people we care about. We have the obligation to communicate our limits, our boundaries, and the consequences for crossing those boundaries. So there's a way to do that might reduce arguments. So first off, the secret to communication is you have a sender and a receiver. So the sender sends a message, the receiver receives it, and then gives you feedback. And in that loop, you then know that you are communicating. So if you are talking to somebody and they're not looking at you, not responding, not nodding, not going, then you're probably not really communicating. So it's very important that you set up the stage for communication properly, that you're sitting in a room that's quiet, there's not a lot of disturbances, they're not previously occupied doing something else. So you set the stage for a nice conversation. And then the first step is basically a statement of affection, an I love you statement, if you will. So perhaps you're talking to your spouse, and you maybe your spouse is a chain smoker and you don't like cigarette smoke, so you want to communicate this to him. So what you say is your I love you statement. You say, honey, I love you. Period. No but. No, I love you, but. It's I love you. And then you state what you see, a statement of fact. That's, I see that you really like to smoke cigarettes. It's a non-judgmental statement. So it's, honey, I love you. I see that you really like to smoke cigarettes. The third statement is how you feel about that. So when you smoke cigarettes, I feel really upset. I cough, I wheeze, I'm very uncomfortable. And it really distresses me. So it's just an honest statement of how you feel. It's, again, not judgmental. You're not saying, you smoke cigarettes and you make me feel like, caca. It's, I love you. I see that you really enjoy smoking cigarettes. When you do, it makes me very uncomfortable. I cough and I wheeze, or the smell makes me nauseous. So you've stated the I love you, what you see and how you feel about it. The next thing you do is you be polite and you ask them, well, why? So it's, well, why do you enjoy smoking cigarettes so much? And they're going to give you a lot of answers, all kinds of reasons why they might. And they might just say, well, it's none of your business, I like it. It doesn't matter the answer. Regardless of the answer, your response is, nevertheless. Because it doesn't matter. You don't like the way the cigarettes make you feel, so no matter what they say, you're not going to go, oh, well, okay, keep smoking cigarettes around me because it doesn't matter how I feel. So that's not going to happen. So you simply say, nevertheless, and then you state the consequences. So, nevertheless, when you smoke, I'm going to leave the room, or I'm going to politely ask you to go smoke outside. And if you are smoking, I'm not going to show you affection later on because I don't like the smell of the smoke on you when I give you a hug. It bothers me. So you state those consequences clearly, and they have to be honest consequences, things you are willing to do. And then, once you've done all that, now you have to follow through. So the conversation is, honey, I love you. I see that you really enjoy smoking cigarettes. When you do, I feel nauseous and uncomfortable and kind of nasty feeling. Why do you do that? Well, he tells you a bunch of stuff. You go, well, nevertheless, when you feel like you need to smoke, I'm going to leave the room or ask you politely to go step outside. And you need to know that when I smell smoke on you, I'm not going to feel very affectionate. And then you leave it at that. So now he knows that when he smokes, there's going to be consequences. And if he wants to, show you affection later on, or he wants to sit in the room with you, he's going to make a decision to go smoke elsewhere or not smoke on that day. And so it's important that you follow through with that. You don't want to sit there in a room and he lights up a cigarette and you just go, oh, I told you I don't like cigarette smoke. You don't want to do that. You just want to, if he does that, you just get up, quietly leave the room, and you follow through on your consequences. And that is how you have a nice structured conversation and hopefully avoid an argument. And I hope you've enjoyed this. And please, if you are having relationship problems or communication problems, give me a call and we'll work on that and hopefully make your life a more happy and better place. Thank you.